Here's a fun little fact about the car business that nobody tells you. It is brutally hard to climb up the luxury ladder and stupidly easy to fall down it. Going up market is like asking the prettiest person at the bar to dance. Going down market is like falling off the bar stool. One takes years of charm, the other takes about 4 seconds and a few shots of tequila. But Ineos somehow walked into the bar, charmed everybody, and now has to figure out how to leave without face planting. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter von Panda here. Let's set the table here for a second. Ineos is the company started by a British chemicals billionaire named Sir John Ratcliffe, who basically got mad at Land Rover for killing off the old Defender and said, fine, I'll build my own. And honestly, he kind of nailed it. The Grenadier is the closest thing on the market to a real old school go anywhere Defender. It's boxy, it's rugged, like me. It's got that I could ford a river while going to my hedge fund energy. People love it. I tell you what, the owners love it. They will hate anything you say that might disparage Ineos. But the reality is the Grenadier did give the brand instant curb appeal and a fat stack of brand cachet right out of the gate. There's just one tiny problem: the price. A Grenadier will run you somewhere north of 80 grand. I'm looking at listings at the moment, and Field Master editions are in the high 70s. Black edition around 83,000, and some of them are stickering past 100. For a vehicle whose whole personality is, I'm a rugged tool for getting dirty in the mud and climbing rocks, that is a lot of money to get dirty in. That's not a working man's truck. That's a second home in Aspen truck. So Ineos has the cachet. What they don't have is volume yet. And cachet doesn't pay the light bill. You can be the coolest brand at the party, but if only 9 people can afford to come to the party, eventually someone's going to repossess your punch bowl that's been spiked with Everclear. But now enter the Fusilier. Someone in the comments on my previous video said it's like fuse because they were lighting explosives. Fusilier. Okay. Sounds good. Now, here's why the Fusilier matters. It's the smaller, lower-end model. It's about a foot shorter than the Grenadier. More maneuverable, easier to crawl around obstacles, and critically, it's supposed to be the affordable one. This is the car that takes all that hard-won brand prestige and finally sells it to the rest of the world. The Grenadier built the reputation. The Fusilier cashes the check. That's how this is supposed to work, and on paper, it's totally fetch. Because here's the thing that gets me genuinely excited as a car guy. It slots into a hole in the market that's been sitting wide open, frustratingly long. Think about it. We are missing the small to mid-size SUV that actually looks like it belongs off-road. A rugged little box that means business. But Pete, what about the Ford Bronco Sport? Yeah, I've heard you in the comments on that. Look, I'm going to say it. The Bronco Sport looks less like an off-roader and more like it's running late for Pilates. It's got the rugged cosplay in some degree, yes, but it's built on the Ford Escape. That's the automotive equivalent of wearing camo to brunch. Nothing wrong with brunch, but don't tell me you're storming beaches. Not in a Ford Bronco Sport. And remember the Jeep Liberty? Remember when Jeep made affordable stuff that actually looked like a Jeep and not melted bars of soap? That whole segment, the cheap, honest, boxy little 4x4, basically just died. The Fusilier walks right into that empty room and turns on the lights. That's the opportunity. That's real. So here's where I'm going to plant my flag, and I want to hear if you agree with me in the comments, because I think this is the whole ball game for Ineos. I really hope Ineos drops the full EV plan and just builds a gas car. Now, before the EV guys in the comments fire up the keyboard, I don't hate electric cars. I'm not anti-EV. In fact, I own an EV. I just don't want one in an off-roader. That's the difference. It's like cilantro. I'm not marching against it. I just don't want it on my particular taco. And the data is very much on my side here. So let me give you the real numbers because it matters. US EV sales in the first quarter of 2026 fell 27% year over year. In January alone, registrations cratered 41%. The federal tax credit, that carrot that really drew a lot of people into EVs, is totally gone. The penalties for not making EVs, the stick, also gone. So automakers are scrambling back to gas and hybrids. Ford alone just took a $19.5 billion charge walking away from their EV projects that were just bleeding money to them. Billion. That's a B, not an M. B. That's not a rounding error. That's burn the receipts number. But Peter, what about Tesla? Tesla's crushing it. Sure, Tesla's got over half the EV market. But here's the part people miss. Tesla, in my opinion, isn't winning because it's electric. Tesla's winning because of the other stuff. The self-driving, the charging network, the tech. People don't line up for Tesla just because the engine is actually a motor that's powered by a battery. They line up for the gadgets and the execution. The EV part is almost incidental. If you strip away the tech, an EV is just a heavy car you have to plan your whole day around. Now apply that to an off-road vehicle, and this is where it really starts to fall apart for me. The entire point of off-roading is going where there's nothing. No charger, no outlet, no friendly Buc-ee's with a bank of plugs. And when I'm out in the middle of nowhere, you know what I want? I want to throw 2 extra jerry cans of gas in the back, and now in my bones, I know that I'm not going to get stranded on a mountain because my truck needs a nap. You cannot strap a spare battery to the roof rack. I mean, I guess you could. I'm just not sure how that would work. And your insurance guy is probably not going to like that anyway. Listen, a gas engine is predictable. It's reliable. You can maintain it. You can fix it with a wrench and a swear word and a hammer. You can refuel it anywhere. There's a guy named Earl with a shed. And for off-roading, gas makes a lot of sense. And here's the kicker that should make Ineos accountants stand up and applaud. If they drop the EV platform and just build a straightforward gas vehicle, they simplify the entire manufacturing process. No skateboard battery architecture, no range extender Rube Goldberg machine where a gas engine charges a battery to turn a motor, which, by the way, is just a gas car that took the scenic route and has a little bit extra boost when you need it. It also means it's simpler to build, means it's cheaper to build. Cheaper to build means cheaper to buy. Cheaper to buy is the entire reason this car is supposed to exist. That's the whole strategy in one sentence. Take the brand cachet from the Grenadier, put it in a smaller, simpler gas-powered package that normal working people like me can afford, drop it into a market segment nobody else is serving, and watch it print the money. Now, full transparency, last I checked, Ineos was still planning an electrified powertrain. The thing's been delayed to around 2028, I think, at this point. And they're now talking about sharing tech with Chery to make it happen. So they have not exactly taken my advice. Not that they've called, shocking. But the bones of the opportunity are there. The Fusilier can genuinely be the model that changes the entire trajectory of this company for the better. The Grenadier proved that they could build something special. The Fusilier could prove that they could sell it to everybody. They just have to not overthink it. Build the cool-looking box. Put a gas engine in it. Keep it affordable. Don't try to be clever. Because in this market, the clever ones are always the ones taking the $19 billion baths. So, what do you think? Would you take the smaller gas-powered Fusilier over a Bronco Sport? Or am I just yelling into the void here? I mean, that's kind of the definition of YouTube anyway. Anyway, that's it. Fusilier. Gas Fusilier, please. No EVs. Peter Von Panda. Out.